Welcome back everyone to another battle video. So this is a Virizion Dragonite deck versus I believe a Plasma deck. So usually Virizion is paired with Genesect, grass power, or the acceleration of the grass energy from Virizion. Genesect acts as catcher as well as a one-shotter with G-Booster. Why put Dragonite in instead? Dragonite is great because of you've got Scoop Up Cyclone, Cassius, Super Scoop Up, ways to get Dragonite up off the bench. So unless you can one-shot it, once you get the energy on the field and a couple of Dragonites in play, you're just going to be using its ability to play it, move any energy you want attached to it, and that moves it to the active position. It can hit for it starts off at 80, does 40 more if there's a Stadium in play, or no, if you discard an energy. Sorry, I was thinking of another card. You're at 120. We've got bands in this deck, so I don't think this version has laser in it. So you're hitting for a lot. Like I said, unless it can one-shot you back, you put in another Dragonite, you swap places, you can use yeah, like I said, lots of cards to get it up off of the active position or from the bench if it's really damaged, and get it back into the deck or back into your hand. As you can see, we've got a really not so special start. Energy attachment onto Virizion, threw a hard charm onto Dragonite just to make it even more annoying to hit, and much harder to one-shot. We've got the Thunderous with one energy attached and one energy on the bench. Kyurem, not really concerned about Kyurem with the water weakness. It's yeah, this matchup is pretty much going to be, can he get that fast start? Does he run Lugia? Yeah, exactly how he plays this. So looks like I'm going in for the switch with the Skyla. And do I go ahead and use the Ultra Ball to get another Pokemon out too? Probably not yet. So I'm just going to Emerald Slash, throw 2 Grass Energy onto the Dragonite. Next turn I'll probably... Oh, well, there's lots of stuff I could do. I could just Ultra Ball for another Dragonite and I can manually attach. I could use it to essentially rush in, start doing some damage. I think that's what I'll probably do next turn, although he just end me, so that's not going to be an option. Nothing really that great in my hand. I have a feeling I'm going to be Colressing or ending next turn, depending on what I think his hand looks like. We have another energy attachment to the Kyurem, and let's see, does he have enough to take out this Virizion? Base of 130, 140 with 50, 60, and 70, yep. But we have resistance, so we're still in there, but not by much. Now, Kyurem does snipe, spread that damage, so that's great that I have mine in my hand. I can go ahead and bench him, and then I believe we should probably be using that Ultra Ball to go ahead and grab a Dragonite to get something, to get that heavily damaged Virizion out of the way, get the energy off of it, and start dealing back some damage of our own. For whatever reason, I decided to throw away the Mime. I guess I really... Yeah, I don't know why I did that. I think I should have just discarded the hard charm or the muscle band. I'm gonna play the Super Scoop Up to try and get the Virizion up to get all that damage off, but I hit Tails. And so we're just going to Colress. So yeah, that muscle band in my hand was extra. I see that he hasn't played his A-Spec yet, but neither have I. So I'm going to hold off on that for now. Go ahead and use another Super Scoop Up, and we succeed this time, getting the Virizion into our hand to take the damage off, and we're just going to bench it right back. Now unfortunately my hand does not look good. I'm going to go ahead though, since I have another electric energy or lightning energy in my hand. I'm going to go ahead and discard so I do more damage. Now hopefully he sees that because I chose the lightning over the grass, that has to mean that I have a lightning in my hand. Otherwise I would have discarded one that I've had multiples of. And we see him promote the other Kyurem, Juniper away a Juniper, put down another Thunderous, and Still don't see any Lugia, so it looks like this is straight Kyurem Deoxys Thunders. And and he doesn't have the energy and has to pass. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get this Beartic up. I'm going to go ahead and attach the lightning energy. I'm just going to use N to get myself a fresh hand. No, gives him a hand too. But that's alright. I've got a pretty nice hand now. Supporter for next turn. Energy, and since I can't one-shot him since I attached the hard charm rather than the muscle band, so that was a misplay. Definitely should have attached the muscle band rather than the hard charm so I could be one-shotting this Kyurem if I discard an energy. So big mistake there, but I do get a fair amount of energy or damage on him without having to discard any energy, and looks like my hand is strong for another turn. So I'm expecting that when I end him to 6 that he definitely pulled an energy there. So I'm thinking we're at least going to see another Snipe, but we have another inactive notice. And, oh, interesting. He's going to Lysander up my Beartic. Yeah, now Beartic has a nasty retreat cost. Is that a 4 retreat cost? Yeah. So the only way I'm getting that Beartic out of the active is if he knocks it out, or if I pull a switch. Now I have the Skyla in my hand, so I can easily just Skyla, switch, get back to that Dragonite, and keep on going. But of course, you know, he has no way of knowing that. Now he goes ahead and puts the Rainbow Energy on, which is a little bit of damage to himself, but if I'm able to get the Dragonite up in the active again, then it doesn't matter. Now I'm wishing I had that Mime to decrease that damage, but luckily the hard charm works, so he's only doing 10 to me. But you never know when that 10 is going to be very needed. Okay, I play this interestingly, and I go ahead and go for the Scoop Up Cyclone rather than the switch for this reason. So I can play my Spiritomb and prevent him from using his A-Spec. I might as, if I'm going to play it, I might as well make sure that I've already played mine first, so it doesn't help, or so it's not, you know, coming back to bite me later. And that gets 50 damage off the field. So that's twice now where he's attacked me, and I've been able to get the Pokemon right back in my hands, so that's essentially 2 turns of attacks that didn't mean anything. Add that to he had to pass on 1 turn because of the lack of energy, and this game looks like it's going quite well in my favor. Still wish I had the Mime out, but right now he doesn't have any Kyurem out, and looks like if I were him, I would probably just hit me a little harder with the, or just keep hitting me a little bit with the Thunders, but start powering up a Deoxys. And I say that because Deoxys does more damage based on the number of energy I have on my active. Dragonite's energy cost is 3. That's making Deoxys space attack, was it 3, 6, 9, 120 before a muscle band. It's definitely not bad, and as you can see, it looks like he's got the same idea. We see a Colress machine to put the plasma on a Deoxys, and I have a feeling, oh, he's going to split his resources up a little bit, because of course, if he loads it up too much, my Mewtwo is just going to come in, and he's going to be in huge trouble if I have a Lysander. So I like how he's playing, spreading the energy out so that he's not afraid of my Mewtwo. And then next turn, I have a feeling we'll see him attack this Dragonite, and we'll bring this into a Mewtwo war. So I go ahead and use a Professor's Letter. I get rid of his tool with the Megaphone. I'm going to attach to the other Dragonite. I think I would have rather seen the Muscle Band go on the Mewtwo. Not quite sure why I put on Virizion. Maybe I don't see that we're about to run into a Deoxys war yet. Yeah, so I'm not quite sure. And I go ahead and hit him for 120, discarding the energy. Not really worried about it. I'm expecting him to bring up a Deoxys right now and knock me out anyways. So it's good that I at least got some damage, and quite a bit of damage, onto the Thunders, which would make it very easy for Virizion or even Mewtwo to knock out later. In fact, Beartic may be able to knock it out later. So 120, it only needs to do 50. yeah, Muscle Band and DCE on Beartic would knock out that Thundurus too. So I'm just trying to give myself plenty of outs, and he decides that he's going to just power up both Deoxys and just take one more turn to hit me. Can't say I really agree with that, but definitely interesting. I'm going to go ahead and attach to the Dragonite, and then I'm going to end. It puts a few, this may help him, but I want to make sure that I'm using my resources as much as possible, and I don't want to be stuck with that end later since I'm about to take another prize. Now, I don't discard the energy this time. I don't think he can one-shot me right now. Oh, never mind, I'm not what I'm talking about. So it didn't matter if I discard the energy or not, I'm about to be knocked out. And I think even if I discard it, 3, 6, 9... Oh, then, nope, I definitely, 5, 6, 7, 8, oh no, so it would have been knockout. I've got 90 on me. But I'm not really worried. Oh, well, maybe I should be worried. If I had a DCE for Mewtwo, oh, and I don't know what I'm thinking. I don't think this deck runs DCE. It just relies on Virizion to power up everything, including Mewtwo. So right now I'm not liking that part about this deck. Yeah. Now I've seen a lot of decks that just don't run Mewtwo, and I'm seeing right now kind of why that is. I should have been trying to power up Mewtwo a little bit, and so that was a mistake. Maybe I shouldn't have hit the Thundurus for so much that first time, and that could have left an energy attachment for Mewtwo. But I'm going ahead and attaching one now. I'm still in a pretty good spot because he only has 2 prizes. Yeah, and there we go. Yeah, so unfortunately he, yeah, didn't really take the knockout, and I was just able to come back and knock out the Thundurus. So it's an interesting game. I'm not quite sure why he didn't take that last knockout since I didn't have the DCE, but you know, who knows what his hand's like, and like I said, I had a lot of outs. Still have plenty of Lysander. Juniper would have gotten me one next turn, and yeah, that's about it. So stay tuned. I've got plenty more battle videos coming up.